Click on one of the subunits. The first subunit for Unit 1 is New Ideas and the Renaissance and Reformation. You'll note that it includes a textbook reading and a quiz. The quiz is over the textbook reading. You can use your notes, you can use your textbook, you can use anything you want to answer the quiz in each of the subunits. So textbook reading and quiz. Then you have additional material. In this case, it's a video on the witch hunts. I've also included an alternate route to that video in case the direct link doesn't work for you. You can follow the instructions here. And then I've included a primary source document, which you need to read. It includes some background, and then it includes the document itself. All right. For subunit 2, the Columbian Exchange, it's structured the same way. Textbook reading, quiz, additional material, primary source. Atlantic Revolutions, textbook reading, quiz, additional material with an alternate pathway, and then the primary source. And then after you've completed Unit 1, which in this case is due on June 20th, you will write your Unit 1 essay. Your Unit 1 essay is, in what ways did Europe come to dominate the Atlantic world in the 16th and 17th centuries? Why did their empires fall? Is it possible to suggest that the roots of the collapse of European empires in the 18th century were present in the creation of those same empires in the 16th? Why or why not? You will need to answer this essay with a thesis and supporting evidence that comes from all of the material that you've been provided in Unit 1. Unit 2 is structured the same way, 3 subunits and an essay. Within each of the subunits, textbook reading, quiz, additional material, primary sources. American History 2 is structured exactly the same way. Unit 1 is dedicated to the theme of post-war problems. Your 3 subunits are Reconstruction, the Gilded Age, Communists, Populists, and Progressives, oh my, followed by your Unit 1 essay. If we click on one of the subunits, you start with the textbook reading, then quiz over the textbook reading, your additional material, in this case a video on Reconstruction, an alternate route to get to that video, and the primary source material. For your primary source material, you have background information and then the document itself. The background information is necessary so that you can understand what's going on in the document that you've been provided, so make sure you take the time to read that. Subunit 2, structured the same way. You don't have additional material here because your primary source material is much more in-depth. It'll take you a while to get through. Subunit 3, Communists, Populists, and Progressives, oh my, textbook reading, quiz, additional material, primary source. And then you have your Unit 1 essay. How did the so-called third parties of the late 19th century American political system, communism, populism, and progressivism, develop as reactions to challenges of the 19th century and the failure of existing institutions to deal with those challenges? Why did they ultimately fail? Again, make sure you have a thesis and supporting evidence from all of the material that was provided in Unit 1. Unit 2 is structured the same way, as is Unit 3 and Unit 4. After Unit 2, you have a midterm module. The midterm will be scheduled through the testing center at your nearest campus. You can schedule it, you can self-schedule it through SCORE, so make sure you grab a time slot as soon as possible. They do fill up quickly. The midterm will cover Units 1 and 2. The final will cover Units 3 and 4. Within the midterm module, you'll find a study guide and the midterm when it is available. Within the final exam folder, you'll find a study guide and the final exam when it is available. The last thing that we have in this course is the documentary project, your course project, which was worth 200 points. You're going to be making a documentary film similar to the ones made by Ken Burns. I've included a documentary assignment guide You're going to be creating a documentary film that's 5 to 8 minutes long and includes at least 20 images. You're going to be creating an original voiceover narration that uses your images to teach your topic to the viewer. Your project must fall within the scope of your course. So if you're in the American History 2 course, it must be American History from 1877 to the present. If you are in World Civ, then it must be World Civ from 1500 to the present, but non-American history. You may choose to work in groups of up to 4 for this assignment. If you choose to work in a group, then you need to send me an email with all the members of your group and your topic by the second week of class. If you're working alone, you are not required to send an email. I've included a couple of links to help you, including a video on how to upload a video to YouTube in case you've never done that before. If you're not going to be uploading your video to D2L, the video files are too large for D2L to handle. So instead, you will be uploading your video to a video hosting site like YouTube or Vimeo, and then giving me the public link to that video so I can go and watch it. I've also included a film sample. This is a documentary made by a group of students from a previous semester. They did a great job, so I would highly recommend watching it so that you can see what I'm looking for. For the project requirements, you are required to create an original documentary video hosted to YouTube or other video sharing service. And then you're also required to give a bibliography in the Chicago Manual of Style. All right, so I've shown you the video. Bibliography. If you've never used the Chicago Manual of Style, then I have created a workshop that you can use to help you, including several videos on why we cite, what goes into a citation, the basics of the Chicago Manual of Style, including a crib sheet that you can print out and compare so that you know exactly how to format a book or how to format an article, and the workshop goes through all of this. And then finally, if you need more help, there's a link here there's a sheet here that gives you a link to some other helpful sites. Finally, under the documentary film section, I've shown you how to turn it in. You will be submitting it to a Dropbox that looks like this. You're going to be adding your bibliography as an attachment, and then putting your YouTube link in the comments so that in the end it will look like this. Note that she has the bibliography attached, and she's put the link in the comments. And that is the course in a nutshell. If we switch back over to World Civ, you will see that it's structured the same basic way. You can take a look at the documentary film, assignment guide requirements, the video, the bibliography, and how to turn it in. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to use the questions tab, or shoot me an email, give me a call, or send me a text message. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page and that you understand what you're being required to do for this course. After you've watched this video, you will need to take the orientation quiz by June 13th in order to remain in the course. I will drop anyone who has not taken the quiz by by June 13th at 11:59 p.m. So be sure that you ask any questions that you might have before then. Thanks so much, and I am very much looking forward to this semester. Bye-bye.